Hi there, Steve Jackson here from Hopewell Township. I teach guitar lessons here in town. I have a lot of local people that come here for guitar lessons, and I do have a few openings. I thought it might be fun if I show you kind of a little bit of what I do here in my home studio, what I teach and some of the things. I do have some of the junior high kids that are in the jazz ensemble, and so I have to teach some jazz chords, some dominant 7th, 13th, 11th, 6th, all these crazy chords with crazy numbers, sharps and flats, and augmented and diminished, and this and that and the other thing. It can be very confusing, especially for a kid, but also especially for an advanced player, because sometimes this stuff is pretty hard to understand. So what I like to do is simplify everything. And I design a lot of my own materials here. I try to come up with interesting ways to present it, whether it be sidewalk chalk in the driveway. Today I'm using a kid's easel that used to belong to my kids. Well, it still does, but it's been long forgotten, so I've commandeered it, and I'm going to use it today to teach you a little bit about some dominant 7th chords. So this is just kind of an example of what I do here in my home studio during guitar lessons. This is just a little bit of dominant 7th chords that you would need to play jazz. Here we have a fingerboard chart that I designed. I blew up on my computer here. And I have some magnetic things here. I'm going to show you how some of these chords work. And it's take a little bit of the mystery out of it. Maybe you are a guitar player, maybe you're not, but try to make it simple for you. So here what we have is a C dominant 7th chord. And what we need is the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the flat 7th. And so what I've done is map out a major scale here and pulled out the notes of the major scale that I needed to make the chords. So right here we have the root on the 6th string. We're muting out the A string. We have the flatted 7th on the D string, the 3rd on the G string, the 5th on the B string, and then we're muting out the high E. So we're just using 4 fingers, the 4 fingers we have on our fretting hand, to make some of these chords. This is a C dominant 7th chord or a C 7th chord. So if you saw this on the chart, this is one example of how you could play that chord. Okay, so you also might see a C minor 7th chord. So taking the same shape, what we can do is just flat the 3rd, and now we have a C minor 7. So we went from a C7 to a C minor 7 just by moving one note. Pretty easy, not so bad so far. So we're going to reset here. What about a C major 7 chord? No problem. So what we're going to do is take this flatted 7. Flat means it's going that way. Sharp means it's going that way. This is towards the body of the guitar. That's towards the tuning machines of your guitar. So if we take this 7 and put it where it naturally occurs, now we have a C major 7 chord. Pretty cool. Not so bad. Just by moving one note, we change everything. Okay, what about a C augmented 7th chord? That sounds pretty brutal. Well, not so bad. What we do is we take the 5th degree and we move it, we make it sharp, so now we have a C augmented 7th chord. Pretty easy. Let's reset. Okay, well, how about this? What about a C 6th chord? Hey, no problem. Let's take the 7th away. Let's put the 6th where it goes. There is a C 6th chord. How about a C minor 6th chord? No problem. Remember, we flat the 3rd. Now we have a C minor 6. So C7, C minor 7, C major 7, C augmented 7, C6, C minor 6. Let's reset. Let's do a hard one. The last example for you today. How about a C 13th chord? Oh boy, that sounds pretty complicated. Not a problem. Here's what we can do. 6 plus 7 equals 13. Now, when we're playing guitar, we don't have 10 fingers that we can chord with like a piano player. So we can actually sometimes omit the 5 or the root to get the chord tone that we want. So here we have a C 13th chord. Not so bad, right? So there's a handful of chords. This is how I teach. This is the method I use, whether it be a giant fingerboard thing with stickers or magnets or whatever, or if I have you out in the driveway with sidewalk chalk, this is an example of how I like to teach concepts. It's important that you understand theory, but it's also important that I present it in a way that you can understand. I also teach music reading. I also teach scales. I also teach technique. If you want to learn just some songs, I can do that for you too. Hopefully this was kind of fun to watch today. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. But if you are interested in guitar lessons, I do have a few openings available. Would be glad to hear from you. Just private message me here on Facebook. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.